students, today I am continuing the topic alternative centers of power. As I was discussing about the objectives of ASEAN, today I will tell you how ASEAN has broadened its objectives. ASEAN started to think, we can say that the countries who are the members of ASEAN, they have started to think that they should also adopt the path of European Union. For that purpose, they have created three pillars. One is ASEAN Security Community, the other is ASEAN Economic Community, and then ASEAN Socio-Cultural Community. Earlier, it paid attention especially for the economic and social growth. Now it has decided to work in some other fields also. Now see children, about ASEAN Security Community. What was the purpose to establish ASEAN Security Committee? The first purpose was that all the countries which are the member countries of the ASEAN, they have to develop such type of understanding among themselves that whenever there is an issue, it may be the territorial issue or maybe some other issues, whatever the issues are there, they have to solve it through the dialogues, through the negotiations, and whatever the condition or situation is there, but the situation should not come to the extent of that someone is going to use any type of armed forces. Means ऐसी सिचुएशन नहीं आनी चाहिए कि आर्म फोर्सेस यूज करने की ज़रूरत पड़े या वार की कंडीशन आ जाए. Whatever the issues are there, they have to solve it by through the medium of dialogues or talks. So the main purpose was to develop the understanding among the nations, and especially the issues which develop, it is of territorial issues, so they have to develop such type of understanding. Then second most important part of this Asian Security Community was that they have done, they means all the member countries have done different and many agreements among themselves, and the purpose was to maintain peace in the countries, and then neutrality means they will not, neutrality means they will be neutral, means if two countries are having some type of issue, then they will not favor one part or one party, they will be neutral. Whatever the decisions or whatever the agreements or whatever the dialogues they are taking place, in that dialogues, in that they will not favor or means we can say that they will not be, means they will not favor any country and they will take the decision neutrally, right? And then the second, then the third point is non-interference. Non-interference means every country may be some issues of internal affairs also and of foreign affairs also. Whatever the issues are there, the country is free to manage it themselves or itself, we can say, and other countries don't have right to interfere in one's country's internal affairs. For example, if India is having its issues with Pakistan about the territorial zone, we can say, then we are having right to solve it through the dialogues, through the talks, without the interference of other countries, because it's the internal affairs of our country, so it has right to solve it itself. Then the other is respect. Respect means mutual respect should be there for each other, and every country should respect others in territory also, on others means whatever the foreign policy, whatever their internal affairs are there, we have to respect. We cannot interfere in others internal affairs, and we cannot take the favor of any country, and we have to respect each other's territorial integrity and territory. And then next is Asia Reserve. Next is Asian Regional Forum. They say ASEAN was that that this organization was based on the means we can say that all the countries which are in the Southeast Asia and all the countries which are the members of the ASEAN, they belong from the Southeast Asian. So this organization should work just like a regional level, means it has to work and it has to create such an environment that it represents a region where it is working for the growth of not only socio and economic field but in some other field also like if we are here, we are talking about security, then they have to do it and they have to work at a regional forum, and that's why for that purpose this Asian Regional Forum was organized in 1994, so that all the member countries should feel secure, and if there is any crisis in any country or any type of invasion by other countries who are not the members of the ASEAN, because whatever the country who are the member of the ASEAN, they have to coordinate with each other, they have not to invade, means ये सिचुएशन आनी ही नहीं चाहिए कि मेंबर कंट्रीज एक दूसरे पे इन्वेट करें. इफ सम अदर कंट्रीज आर इन्वेटिंग, इट मीन्स दे हैव टू वर्क जस्ट लाइक अ रीजनल एज अ रीजनल लेवल, एंड दे हैव टू हेल्प अदर कंट्रीज हु इज बीइंग अटैक्ड बाय सम अदर कंट्री, राइट. लेट्स नो चिल्ड्रन अबाउट द ASEAN Economic Community. This is very important because from the starting of its creation of this organization, the main purpose was to develop the economic condition of the countries which were the members or which are the members of the ASEAN. Because whichever the countries are the members of the ASEAN, they are mostly poor countries or developing countries. That's why the main purpose was to develop or to work on in the field of economic sphere. Then the main purpose was, and then let's see the ASEAN main target is that all the countries should grow faster in the economic sphere, and we can see and we can find the positive impact of this work and this hard work, that though the ASEAN countries economic conditions are not not superseding from USA or Japan or European Union, means the economic condition of USA, Japan and European Union means the countries which are the members of the European Union, though their economic condition is better than the countries which are the members of the ASEAN. But certainly the positive thing is that the member countries of ASEAN are growing very fast in the economic field. The second is that the main purpose of ASEAN is to create a common market. Common market means a market where all the things belonging from all these member countries should be present, and consumers are free to purchase it, and the result will be that it will be the example of integrated market, which will give the opportunity not for the entrepreneurs to invest their capitals, but to increase the production also, and the result will be, if the production is increasing, then certainly they are giving the chance to the employment, and employment opportunity will be created, and the people who are the youngs who are unemployed, they will get the chance for doing work, and they will get the payment also. In this way their per capita income of the country and GDP will also increase, and the resultantly the growth of the country will be there. Then to aid social and economic growth, as we know that in the field of society also, social sphere also, and economic growth, in both the categories ASEAN is bound to help the countries which are the members of this ASEAN. They will financially also, and in some other way means in the field of import and export, the ASEAN is bound to help the member countries. And then next is mechanism to resolve economic disputes. There are many economic disputes disputes also. For example, suppose there is a country, it wants to improve and its productivity, but they don't have the technology. If a country is there, it is so poor that they are not able to give the chance to the people for earning, or we can say for give the education also, that belongs from the social problem. Then ASEAN is bound to resolve their economic capacity, and the countries are free, and the countries in which entrepreneurs are there who are capable to invest their capital in the poor countries or the countries which needs, then they are free and they can invest, and in that way they can help the countries which are suffering from the economic disputes, economic crisis. And so the ASEAN is bound to develop a mechanism through which it could help the countries, or where they are in the countries which are facing the economic crisis or the economic disputes. Then next is free trade area. ASEAN is bound to create a free trade area. Free trade area means हो गया for investment also and for labor also. What do you mean by investment? Investment means, if suppose India is not having that much capital to invest in big and very heavy industries, then the investors from other countries like USA, Germany, Italy, and other countries where the investors are there who are able or capable to invest, they should be allowed, they should be free to invest. So that if they are investing, it's true that they will invest for their own profit, because private entrepreneurs are working for their own profit. But certainly if they are investing money in our country, they are establishing any unit or any company or any industry, then certainly they are getting profit, no doubt, but they are giving employment also to our people. And employment is the solution of so many problems, you know this, I think, because if a person is employed, certainly he is earning, he is supporting his family and giving the education to the children, medical facility to his family, and that's in this way so many problems and so many crimes in the society will lessen down. So it's a very important fact. That's why you know that I have told you that in India there was a concept of liberalism was adopted in 1991, and in 1991 Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister, and through this concept liberalization, what do you mean by liberalization? लिबर मीन्स थोड़ा सा लिबरल हो जाना, पोलाइट हो जाना, और चीज़ों को छोड़ने, जो नियम उसमें थोड़ा छूट दे देना. Liberalization, it is a concept where ट्रेड बैरियर्स और या तो ट्रेड बैरियर्स या तो कम कर दिए जाते हैं या हटा दिए जाते हैं. उसका रीज़न ये होता है ताकि इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट में आसानी हो जाए. जब इंपोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट में आसानी होगी, हमारा ट्रेड डेवलप होगा, तो निश्चित रूप से हमारी इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ भी होगी. एंड फॉर दैट पर्पस जो है एशियन है इज़ बाउंड टू क्रिएट अ फ्री ट्रेड एरिया, क्योंकि जब फ्री ट्रेड एरिया होगा तो इन्वेस्टर्स जो है विल बी मोटिवेटेड टू इन्वेस्ट इन अदर कंट्रीज विच आर नीडिंग कैपिटल, विच आर नीडिंग means industries in their own country, and for the development of infrastructure of the country also. And next is labor. Labor means if suppose ki there is an engineer, he is getting a job in USA and he is going, and both visa and passport he has got, it means ki there is a what he is giving, he is giving the service, and for that service he is paid. So this system is there and to means develop. This is a part of economic growth, and also जो है this is a part. This is a FTA and free trade area. Also include labor. Labor means people are free, and people should be free to go in other countries also for getting job. And if they are getting job, they are free. They should be free to do the jobs. And then next is US and China. Due to so many efforts, ASEAN has been able to get success and to do the growth in economic, social, political and trade area. The result is that now USA and China after the 1991, when there was a liberalization, the concept of liberalization was adopted in our country. They just contacted to ASEAN so that they could also invest in the countries which are the members of ASEAN, because there are many investors in China also and USA also. They are capable to invest, but they know if they are investing in their own country, they will not be getting so much profit. The reason is that maybe whatever the factors of production is there, they are not getting there at the rate at which they can get in the nations which are the members of ASEAN, like for example India is there. So now we can see they can get the factors of production at a very cheaper rate, like land is there, electricity is there, labor is there, and raw material is there. That's why now the investors from USA and China, they got motivated to invest in India. Now let's talk, children, about the ASEAN socio-cultural community. From the name, it is clear that the purpose of this community is to solve all the issues regarding the society and to develop the cultures of each and every member country. Now, the first aim of this ASEAN socio-cultural community is to eradicate poverty in the member countries, because I told you that the countries which were or are the members, they were actually newly independent countries from the colonial rule. Most of them were like this, so they are having the poverty in their own country. So main purpose is to how to eradicate poverty in this country. They have to work, means ASEAN has to work in this field. And then next is that equal access to opportunities. Opportunities means opportunity to get education, to right to vote, and to get equal chance in the equal opportunity for getting government jobs, then equitable condition in the society, and then equal access to the medical facility, and to enjoy public properties. So all these things are there, and you know that in many countries there are so many discrimination, like in the society on the basis of caste or on the basis of classes. So the main purpose is this now social cultural development और social cultural जो है community का क्या है कि whatever the member countries are there, वहाँ पे जितने भी citizens हैं सबको equitable opportunities मिलनी चाहिए, चाहे for education हो, चाहे job हो, and चाहे government job हो, और चाहे medical facilities हो, और चाहे use of public property. Then next is nurturing human potential to the fullest. The first thing is that every human being is having some special skill or quality. The first aim is or the aim should be of any parent or the government of any country should be that the person's skill should be developed. But how it will be developed? If a parent is not able to send the children to the school, then how it will be developed? So the ASEAN has to work in this field, because as we know that in our country is there, in our country so many private schools are also there and the government schools are also there, but people want to send their children in private schools. But the people who are not able to afford, they are sending their children in government schools. Now government in our country has become so alert to do work in this field. Now the work of ASEAN or the aim of ASEAN is also to improve the and to develop the skills and potential of a human being is there. That's why it has to work, but this work should be in every member country. So it's a very big challenge to develop one's potential. And then next is social justice. Now its aim is to maintain justice in the society also. How it can maintain justice in the society? That a person belonging from every caste creed should get the equal opportunity, equal chance and equality in the society. Then next is a sustainable development, means we know that natural resources and some natural resources like petroleum, they are in a limited amount. So we should use the natural resources in the way that we are able to fulfill our need in the present time also, and we are able to save it for future future generation also. This is called sustainable development, and this has become the aim of ASEAN also. Now ASEAN also has met this aim for the sustainable development, though it is taught in every school, in every class, and that is in EVS from classes 1 to it starts teaching that what is sustainable development, how they have to means save the natural resources, and how and what are the effects if they are not saving, then what will be the bad effect in future. All these things are taught, but the main thing is that to do work and to bring it in practice. Not teaching is not sufficient, or reading or writing the answers in the exam, it is not sufficient. We have to practice, we have to follow, we have to save, and it in real life, and everyone support must be there. Only then the purpose can be solved. Right, children? So that's all for today, children. Thank you and have a nice day.